A very good afternoon, very good evening to all our viewers, and welcome back to Tolerance Oval Abu Dhabi, where we're all set for quarterfinal number 4. And there should be an intriguing contest between two talented sides: Evergreen Real Estate, GHK Properties, who have been unbeaten so far in this tournament. So they are having a fantastic run. On the other end, Evergreen would want to ensure they give up a good fight and try to upset GHK Properties in this fourth and the last quarterfinal. Right, and just a short while ago, I was there in the middle with the two captains and the match referee for the all-important toss. Well, we've already had a thrilling of a contest here in the afternoon, but now we're all set for match number 4. It's the quarterfinals, and this one is promising to be another cracker of a game. It's time now to introduce you to the men who matter in the middle. On my left is Yasir Kaleem, the captain of GHK Properties. On his left is Talha, the captain of Evergreen Real Estate. On the extreme left is Preetham, our official match referee. Yasir, you've got the coin. Please give a spin.
Heads is the call. It is tails. GHK win.
Congratulations, Yasir. That's a good start to this game. Winning the toss. What's the plan?
Yeah, after 6 games, finally I have won one toss. We like to bat first. Looks like a good wicket. Already one match has been played on this wicket, so we'd like to put a good total on the board.
Yasir, you're aware it's a new surface, and you have a very good batting lineup as well. You bat deep. So how much do you think is going to be a good target you want to post?
In the T20 game, anything above 9 runs per over is a good thing. So target, so 180 we are looking for, but we'll try to with the kind of batting power that we have. We are looking to score more than 200 runs, and hopefully we'll be able to achieve that.
4 out of 4 so far in this tournament. How's the mood in the camp?
Yeah, of course, it's the team has been coming out very positively in all around the UAE, the tournaments that we have been playing. So yeah, so we all are positive that we'll be going to put up a good show tonight.
Quarterfinal, any changes?
Only one fast bowler comes in. Lodi is playing. I forgot who's missing out, but he comes in for the place of one fast bowler.
That's completely okay. Best of luck. Give us a good game, yeah.
Thank you.
Tala, unfortunately, you lost the toss. If you would have won the toss, what was your plan to do?
Well, we were actually planning to bat as well, but I guess it's fine. We'll have to see what happens on the game. Yeah.
Now that you're bowling first, how much do you think is going to be a decent target you would want to restrict? What total do you have in your mind?
I think about 140, 150 is a target that we would want them to stay under. So we'll try our best for that. We'll see.
Quarterfinals, the boys must be very excited.
Yes, they are. Even I am. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
Best of luck, Tala. Give us a good game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, that was Talha, the captain of Evergreen Estate. News from the centre is that GHK Properties, they won the toss. They've decided to bat first. It's a good toss to win. Yasir Kaleem, fortunate on that occasion, because he did mention during the toss he hasn't really found much of luck in going on to win the tosses. But yeah, today was his evening winning the toss, deciding to bat first. Now, very impressive teams we have, starting off with GHK Properties, Humaj Gondal, and of course Rohan Mustafa will certainly look to come out open. And of course, Rohan Mustafa is having such a great tournament so far with the bat, with the ball. Mohit Kalyan, he's been the backbone for his team. Every time he comes in, he ensures he gets those quick, fiery 30-40. Sagar Kalyan on the other end, of course, who can forget his heroics? Missed out to his 100 in one of the encounters early on in this contest. And then we have Ahmed Ali, Shahbaz Ali, Umair Ali Khan. Well, that's one man I would really love to see him come a bit top the order, but has been brilliant, of course, with the ball. Harshit Kaushik, another fine left-handed, stylish batter. Sanjay Pahel, already he's clinched a player of the match in one of the games early on. Alongside the captain, very confident captain Yasir Kaleem and Zubair Khan Lodi. So quite a balanced looking side, a team who hasn't gone on to lose a game so far. And talking about another fine side, talented team of Evergreen Real Estate, Omar Arshad, Ehsan Tareen, Hafiz Afridi. We could be in for some fireworks if he gets going. Ikram Janjua, Muhammad Ikram, Muhammad Imran Odi. I think plenty will be expected from him this evening. Vaisar Faraz, the left arm spinner, Imran Ayaz, Aditya Sarna, Kamran Yar, and Taha Malik. So we already know our 3 semi-finalists. We will soon find out who is going to be cementing their spot for the next round, which is, of course, the semi-finals starting off from tomorrow onwards. So we are down to the business end already. We've had an electrifying tournament so far. Some very close and interesting, intriguing contests as to what we have witnessed so far. And that is one man who's due. Homaj Gondal. He has been getting starts for his team. It's just that he couldn't really convert them into big ones, but this just could be his night. He's a very exciting talent, Homaj Gondal. We will see him if ever so he gets going. We could be in for some entertainment. And talking about this man, I don't really think he needs a lot of introduction. He's done extremely well in all the three departments. He's taken some magnificent catch, I remember. And also with the ball, he came on to ball at a stage in the last game where it was a very tricky situation, but he took the charge, he took the matters in his own hands, and took his team out of the difficult situation. And eventually, they went on to win the game. So we're just seconds away for the last quarterfinal of this tournament. And soon, in about 3 hours or so, we will be getting to know who is our fourth semi-finalists. Akram Zahid, our stand-in umpire, who's had a fantastic tournament so far. It's been making some excellent, brave decisions. Is having a great run so far. Two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. They do have a fine leg in position, or in fact a deep third man for Rohan Mustafa, and they're pushing the deep square leg back. We'll have to see under the lights what this wicket has to offer. Wasn't much of swing early on in the first game. It was an afternoon game, of course. The sun was beating down onto the surface. And of course, the captain, Ronak Panoli, he did go on to win the toss, and he wanted to bowl first. And I think it was a bold move, because you're not really sure as to what this wicket has to offer. So you'll always want to utilize the wicket to your advantage. I think they did a magnificent job in doing so. Wasim Akram alongside Taimur, then Nilanj Keswani, he bowled exceptionally well. Wali Afridi, who was getting the ball to Jag. And then of course I think the pick of the ball is Abdul Ghaffar. Bowled his heart out, picked 3 wickets. So yeah, that is one team to watch out for. And then we saw the heroics of Hamid Khan. Unstoppable force. We just could see a replica of what we saw in the afternoon, because these two, we know they're a very destructive duo. This pair does have the ability to really take the game away very quickly from the opponent. So if ever so you are a Evergreen real estate fan, you would always want to see their back as quickly as you can. Otherwise, it's going to be tough outing for the bowlers, and they will make you work for your money. Right then, it's going to be Ehsan Tareen, the left-arm speedster, the start of proceedings in the last quarterfinals. Quick single, oh, direct hit, and I think this would have been mighty close. Would have been a disastrous start, because Homaj Gondal, he's due, he's short of runs. And this is the stage where you would want somebody like Homaj Gondal to really get back to his form. He too is someone who can really take the bowling apart. So this could be an interesting and an exciting passage of play. I did mention that he has gotten starts in this tournament, but just when he gets his eye in the middle, that's where he tends to lose focus and gives his wicket. Oh, beautifully bowled. They're asking the question. That was a beautiful delivery. You could see how quickly and how sharply it hooped in. That's what you need from your fast bowlers, where you know it's a new surface, bowling under the lights. There is sheen on the surface. There's lacquer on the ball. So yeah, you would always want to take advantage. As a left-arm fast bowler, you're already privileged to bring the ball in towards the right-handers. No slips in position. It's quite a defensive field setup at the moment against Rohan Mustafa. He's come down the track, and that's something which we will see more often. He does tend to at times use his feet. Even in the first couple of overs, he'll dance down the track. He'll try to dominate the bowlers early on. Really tries to get the upper hand in the game early. As Rohan Mustafa, of course, he's had a decent tournament so far with the bat. He has been getting runs for his team consistently, but now he really needs to get going in this innings and get his team off to a good start, because it is a all important quarterfinal. They've worked really hard. 4 out of 4 for GHK Properties, and they would want to continue the winning momentum that they have in their favor. He's looking at the leg umpire, and I think he's gotten away with it. It's been given as one for the over. No, in fact, we just have to wait for the decision of the umpire. It's been given as a legal delivery. So yeah, it's done well so far. Tareen. He's not really allowed these batters to get going. You don't see there's just the 2 runs so far. Rohan Mustafa, he'll try to capitalize and cash on to this last delivery and convert this into a big one. Rather being a little cautious, which I think is the right move. 3 for no loss after 1. Well, that's a very interesting move. And this is something which we really haven't seen so far in this tournament, where Sarfaraz, left arm spinner, has been introduced way too early, and that too against the left-handed batter Rohan Mustafa. And straight away he's been cut towards the offside. Bit of a fumble. Should have been a dot delivery, and in fact it's a couple of runs to Rohan Mustafa. I'm sure that they do have a plan against GHK Properties. They're pretty much aware that they're playing against an unbeaten team in this tournament. They're one of the most favourite sides to go on to lift this trophy. And Evergreen Real Estate, they do have a bright chance to really upset GHK Properties. This is up in the air, slashed away nicely. It's going to be a long chase for the captain. And Talha does exceptionally well to keep it down to just a couple of runs. So far they haven't really ran away with the show. Rohan Mustafa, he's now looking to shift gears, and rightfully so. That's the way he plays. Does tend to get you those quick early runs, really sets the tone early on. On the other end, Humaj Gondal, he would be expecting to get some runs for his team this evening, because as I did say, he's due. Hasn't really got a lot of runs to his name. That's beautifully done. And if ever so you're looking to bowl short against Rohan Mustafa, providing him width, you're asking for trouble. Yeah, there was just a hint of turn, but the only problem was that it was way too short. And also bowled it way too quick as well. So Rohan Mustafa, his eyes lit up when he saw the loosener, and rightfully so, has placed it to perfection to get his boundary. Yeah, this is a good ploy. It's not a bad move because Awais Sarfaraz, we know he's a bowler who does have a lovely arm delivery as well. He can surprise the batters, which where rather he pitches the ball, it does skid onto the batters. So you need to be very careful not to play him across the line. Yeah, trying to force the issue, Rohan Mustafa. That ball was fired towards the offside, but just trying to push it towards the leg side, not finding much success in doing so. Now this could be interesting because Humaj Gondal, he really will fancy his chances against the spinners. We know he's an explosive batter, and on his given day, be it any sort of bowler, he will take on the challenge and he will get a quick fiery 30-40 for your team, and that's exactly what you need just before, if ever so, they go on to win. You need the Humaj Gondal to fire. It's not going to be all that easy because they have to face the quality bowlers of Evergreen Real Estate. Hits it hard and put down. Now these are the chances which I believe it won't come again and again. They need to take these chances. And I mean, I won't even say it's a half chance because it was hit straight flush onto his hands. Should have been taken and can't really afford to be dropping Humaj Gondal. Nicely bowled, equally well played, but the problem is that Awais, being a spinner, he's overstepped. That's a rare sight. You don't really see that much often. But yeah, blessing in disguise. Humaj Gondal is yet to open his account, but then again now he will have the privilege and the license to go hard on this and try to get a maximum to his name. Yeah, surely he's gonna swing his bat really hard onto this last delivery, which is a free hit. Well, he does time it and gets the connection. One bounce into the fence. And that's the problem. You cannot afford to be bowling too full to this man, Humaj Gondal. He's very severe in those areas. 17 for no loss after 2. Santorin will continue. Oh, he's picked up a huge scalp early on in his second over, and that is a big blow. It wasn't the right shot selection. I believe it was right onto the line of the stumps, and he got himself into a very awkward position, Rohan Mustafa. But then again, that is a fantastic start for Evergreen Real Estate. They've picked up Rohan, and these are excellent figures so far for Santorin. It's 17 for 1. Well, that is a terrific start here for Evergreen Real Estate. You can see that he was never looking very comfortable out there. Rohan Mustafa and Ehsan Tareen, the left arm speedster, gets an important wicket for his team. In comes Captain Yasir Kaleem. He's been an amazing touch so far in this tournament. Yeah, trying to go for a big shot, but no real timing, no real connection. Already they're off to a good start now. So much is going to be dependent, of course, on Yasir Kaleem and Humaj Gondal. Start. Oh, that is a thunderous hit by Humaj Gondal. What a shot! Well, surely he's enjoyed this nice little punch down the ground. And that's the Humaj Gondal we're aware of. Fine shot. He's struck this really hard down the ground and gets another boundary to his name. Beautifully timed. Oh, that's a good reply by Ehsan Tareen. It's a fiery bumper. It's a long follow through as well. Yeah, that's a really good delivery. That's what he is capable of, Ehsan Tareen. Lovely delivery. Short delivery, and he has absolutely hammered this and dismissed it from his presence. What a fine stroke once again from the blade of Maj Gondal, and this is what they need. They want this man to get back in form, and what an exquisite shot. Gets a boundary to close out the third over. It's 26 for 1. What an exciting over we witnessed, of course. They did lose one of their top order batters, Rohan Mustafa, who has been in sublime touch, but then it was the Humaj Gondal show in the last over. Brilliant strokes. We saw him punching it down the ground, and then that pull. with so much control and showed a lot of balance when playing that shot. And now Yasir Kaleem, he's hit this hard towards the cow corner. Will only be a single though. This is going to be a very exciting passage of play because this is the way he plays Humaj Gondal. We did see what Hamid Khan did early on this afternoon was severe against all the bowlers. And now Humaj Gondal is just doing the replica of what we saw this afternoon. This is a tremendous striking by Humaj. And that is the Humaj we know. Look at that, clearing his front leg, just room for himself. And yet again, striking big, hitting it towards the safest part in the ground, right into the V. He's someone you won't really expect him to play those cross-batted shots, going on to play across the line. He's always looking to target down the ground. It goes hard. Oh, what a shot that is now. And hands down, I could say that is one of the shot of the tournaments I've seen so far. Wow. How on earth did he generate so much power going back and rocking back at the back foot is the question. Yeah, he's got a wry smile on his face, and why not? Even Yasir Kaleem cannot believe on the other end what he just witnessed. Yeah, I mean, as a bowler, Awais, all he could do is just stand there and praise and applause as to what he just witnessed. What a fine stroke this was. And Humaj Gondal is certainly enjoying this outing. And I did mention early on he's a dangerous top order batter. I did say he's due. And there he is now, 22 in 10. He's looking in ominous touch. And a serious threat now to the men in red. He's doing the bulk of scoring so far. And Awais Sarfaraz needs to be a little smart, and he needs to just try to follow his body line when he's trying to create some room. Rather, he's just allowing him to create room for himself. Oh, just 5 meters on the either side of Omar Arshad. And I think that too would have crashed towards the boundary now. They need to understand that Humaj Gondal, he's very strong towards those areas. Down the ground towards the offside, he'll fancy his chances. If ever so you allow him to give any kind of width and room. Yeah, that's better. You can see ever so slightly did he go on to change his length. But this has been a treat to watch. And that is what was missing in this tournament. Humaj Gondal couldn't really get going. He did get off to good starts, but it's just that it has been unfortunate. He really couldn't get going. He's been out a couple of times on very good deliveries, so that has been unfortunate, I would say. And now it's Yasir Kaleem toying around with the field. This is a very expensive over, and Awais Sarfaraz has been all over the place in this over. It's 42 for 1 now. Yeah, it's worth a watch again. Look at how he's used the crease to his advantage to get his first boundary of the innings. Interesting move, because we've already seen that Awais Sarfaraz, the spinner, he was finding very difficult against Humaj Gondal. So we're going to see another left arm spinner. Let's see what he has to offer against Humaj Gondal, who seems to be unstoppable at the moment. But yeah, it has been a breathtaking knock. 23 in just 13 deliveries. He's already given a good start to his team, and that's his role. You wouldn't expect Homaj Gondal to just stay out there. He's somebody who's not a big fan of singles and doubles. He will go out there, express himself, back his natural gameplay, which is to really go out and take on the bowlers. Oh my word! Where has this gone? Lovely stroke once again. One bounce into the fence. It's really such a treat to watch every time this man is on song. And these are not any easy shots to execute, mind you. It was tossed up. He had to create room first and then adjusted beautifully, read the trajectory and went inside out. It's one of the difficult and the toughest shots to execute in the book of cricket, and he's made it look so simple. Bang, he goes once again. Another boundary, take that. 31 already on the board for Homaj. And I think now the bowlers are short of answers. Where do you bowl him? You bowl full, he either takes you downtown or he creates room and hits you towards the extra cover. And the moment you've bowled short, he has smashed you and made the ball disappear towards the offside. Getting another boundary. Worrying faces already. 50 is up for GHK Properties. Not to forget that they've lost one of their main batters who's been in consistent form. But Homaj, he had different plans this evening. He took the charge and he's really making life difficult for anyone at the moment who's coming to bowl him. Awais Sarfaraz, of course, he was quite expensive, and now even Kamran Yar, it is difficult to really find the right channels against Homaj, and that's all because he's been very busy at the crease. He's not really letting the bowlers settle. And now he's shown some precision as well. He's shown how brilliant he is towards the offside, and there comes the sweep, getting his front foot down the ground, one, and has nicely swept this for another boundary. Yeah, there you go. Because he tried to shuffle and move away from the stumps, that is what created a doubt in the mind of Kamran Yar. And he did try to follow Homaj, but Homaj is a clever batter. Knew where the fielder is, swept him for a boundary. Again over the top. And the result is the same. Another boundary. Absolute carnage here in the Torrance Oval here in the fourth quarter final, and it's Homaj Gondal who's turning on the heat, and he goes whack. Such a safe shot to opt to play, knowing that there's nobody patrolling towards the offside. He's making the bowlers play. 16 runs have been looted in the fifth over. It's 58 for 1. It has certainly been an entertaining last half an hour or so, because it's the Homaj Gondal show this evening. We already have seen plenty of excitement and entertainment in the third quarter final, where Hamid Khan, he just went absolutely berserk, and none of the bowlers really had any kind of answers against him, because he was in that kind of a mood, in that kind of a form. Wherever you ball to him, he just was toying around with the bowlers and was severe whosoever came on to ball against him. And now Yasir Kaleem, his job becomes very easy. All he has to do is ensure he needs the strike to his partner on the other end, Homaj Gondal, of course, one of the most senior members we have here in the domestic circuit. He's been around there for quite a while and, of course, has been doing a great job as an opener. Of course, he has led this side for many, many years. Of course, he's a mentor as well. And that's been pulled away nicely by Yasir. Another maxi to their name. And now Hafiz Afridi too finds it difficult, trying to roll his fingers over. The problem is that there's no protection. Even though if there was any, he's really timed this to perfection and has gotten 6 runs to his name. So the decision to win the toss and bat first so far is looking in their hands. Hafiz Afridi, we know he's a very talented all-rounder. His services will be required later on the second innings with the bat, but at the moment they need to get rid of either of these two batters. Yasir is somebody who once he gets settled, then it's a very tough ask to get rid of him. On the other end, we already know what Homaj Gondal has been doing since the time he's walked in the middle. You could see that he did have a very positive attitude. He was very confident. I just had a feeling that Homaj tonight, this just could be his evening. And as we speak, Hafiz Afridi once again bowls a loose delivery. And all Yasir had to do is just flick it, use the pace of Hafiz, and how quickly that has gone towards the boundary. So they're struggling at the moment, the men in red, Evergreen Real Estate. They need to come up with an idea. If that is the way they play, you can see the projected score is stating they will get somewhere around 240. Anything beyond 200 on the surface, with the bowling lineup they possess, GHK properties, I think it's going to be quite difficult really to go on to chase those haunting totals. And I think maybe after the power play is over, that's where you can bring your left arm spinners. I mean, at times it's just a bit too much to ask for when you're bowling against Homaj Gondal. Yeah, that's the man on your screen. Severe against the left arm spinners. Why do I say that? Because he's got that one shot, which is one of the toughest shots to execute. Those inside out towards the extra cover. This is Apesh, very close to Omar Arshad, but in the end, no real damage done. So an entertaining power play comes to the end. It's 69 for 1. Stand for 1, power play done and dusted, and they should be mighty pleased with the efforts, of course, from Yasir Kaleem and Homaj Gondal. 39 in just 19 deliveries, and he's still out there. He's not done for the evening. He's got a great opportunity to, of course, first look to get it to his 50. And then he's that kind of a batter who does have the ability to convert those 50s even into hundreds. I mean, in his prime, he used to get hundreds just for fun back in those days. It's really good to see he's still out there for the love of the game. And that's been hammered, and look how quickly that has screamed away towards the boundary. What a fine stroke maker is Yasir Kaleem. Yeah, his eyes lit up the moment he saw that ball was banged in short. But one thing is quite evident, that it's such a good wicket to bat on. I mean, the bowlers, they were very happy before the game, and they thought, right, there's a change of surface, and this just might go in our advantage, in our favor. But let me tell you once again, it's a cracker of a wicket. Excellent conditions for batting, nothing much happening, to be honest. And we've already seen a huge total being piled up. So now all over to Humaj and Yasir to ensure they keep up the momentum in their favor and try to go on to achieve and surpass 200. This is crashed, but there is protection. So a red dot delivery, that's something which Humaj Gondal is not really a real big fan of. He's been dealing in boundaries and maximums, and surely he's enjoying this little outing out there. And this is exactly what you want. If ever so you are a GHK Properties fan, you would want your openers to fire. And I did mention Humaj was due until this game. This is really smart batting. So we already have seen a lot of brute force and power, but this was effortlessly rather just placed to perfection, knew where the field is, and also he read that the ball, it did hold up into the surface. Such a smart and intelligent batter. And has raced now into the 40s. 43 already in just 21. He's already put his team into a commanding position. Yeah, that's why he's a threat. He's a dangerous customer, is Humaj Gondal. Yeah, just because of the pressure he's put on to the bowler, he's making him do different things out there. This is not going to be easy by any means for Evergreen Real Estate. Of course, they bat so deep, do GHK Properties. So, of course, your first objective has to be need to disengage this partnership and then deal with the likes of Shahbaz, Umair, Harshit, Sagar, Mohit, Sanjay. I mean, they have so much depth batting and they've showcased their talent. And it's not just that a few players have performed. I mean, if you start talking about each and every individual, everybody has done their bit. They have contributed well for their side with the ball, with the bat. And that is very positive news for them, because it's not that it's just a few players who have been your regular performers. It has been a team collective effort. And that is what you need. If ever so you would want to clinch and win finals. You don't want to be dependent. Oh, in fact, he's walking towards the dugout because he thinks, in fact, he knows that he got a thick outside edge. But Humaj Gondal, he's already done a lot of damage, and this has been a very impressive 43 in just 21. Humaj will have to depart. It's 80 for 2. Yeah, so finally they have disengaged the partnership, and I think that was a very important wicket because the way he was batting, Omaj Gondal, I think he could have really taken the game away from the opponents quickly. But yeah, we just did see a replica as to what we saw in the afternoon. Hamid Khan was absolutely severe against UAD's Tuskers. And of course, rightfully so, he was judged as the player of the match. I think that's not the first time. I think that's the second time he's gotten that award. A single to close out the 7th over. It's 82 for 2. Time for Sagar Kalyan to get his eye in the middle. Of course, plenty of overs to go. And also the good news for him is their top order batters, they have laid the platform. 82 already on the board with a very healthy net run rate. So he will have the privilege to maybe knock it around, get singles and doubles. And then we know Sagar's caliber. He's somebody who can really shift gears every time his team requires him to do so. Complete package. There's Sagar Kalyan. Oh, I think he wasn't expecting this delivery, but then again, he's got a lot of bat. And I think it might just be a no ball as well. But clearly, he was taken by surprise. Wasn't expecting this delivery, and by the naked eye, it just looked like it slipped out of the hand of Hafiz Afridi. Surely it wasn't intentional. Yeah, it did dip on him as well. But this is a perfect start to the over. Already a lot of runs on the board. Yeah, there you go. The confirmation coming in from the center that it will be a no ball. Just clarifying it again. So there you go. The confirmation and the signal coming in from the center. It will be a free hit. So we've already seen a maximum the very first delivery. This just could be back-to-back maxis by Sagar Kalyan. Oh, that's high up in the air. And where Sarfaraz couldn't reach onto this one because it was always going to go away from him. This is already a very good little innings by Sagar Kalyan. He's just walked in the middle and he's smashed one for a maximum. And now, followed by a lovely boundary. He's somebody who's in great touch in this tournament. I remember he missed out to his 100. I think he was in batting in his 90s. Was in 95. Well, I think he scored 95 in that game, and then there were 3 to 4 overs remaining where he opted to go and play a sweep shot, and he was bowled and missed out to his 100. He was absolutely livid. That's ballooned up in the air. And Hafiz Afridi, clearly we can see he's struggling. I mean, I understand if ever so there was dew, then it would have been a different story. But he's been all over the place. He's been wayward. He's rather sprayed the ball way too much in this short spell of just 8 deliveries he's bowled. And have a look as to how many runs he's given. 23. Those are a lot of runs. He's much better than this, surely. Another low full toss. They're off to a fly at GHK Properties. Just to remind our viewers, there's only 2 teams in this tournament who have been unbeaten, who haven't tasted loss. Of course, first Abu Dhabi Smashers, they went on to win all the 4 games on the trot, and then they've clinched victory in yesterday's game against Gorilla 11. Beautifully ball, that's much better. To, of course, qualify for the semi-finals. And then we have GHK Properties as well. They too are having such a great run in this tournament. No losses to their name. They're playing their 5th game, which is obviously a quarter-final, this one. And of course, another team which comes to my mind is 7 Districts. What a fine tournament they are having. They seem to be unbeatable the way they are going so far. That's one team to watch out for, and as we speak, nothing seems to be working in the favor of Hafiz Afridi. I mean, that was a very good delivery, to be honest, but Sagar Kalyan, he wanted to play towards the leg side. He just got into a very awkward position in the end, Sagar. But it's lucky for him, he got a thick outside edge and gets a boundary. We might just be in for a huge score because there is a lot of firepower left in their batting. Are we going to see them scoring somewhere around 220, 230? Surely they can, because of the depth they have in their batting. That's number one. And second, as I did mention early on, there is nothing happening in the wicket. It's such a good wicket to bat on. And I think that we could be in for a lot of fireworks in the 4th quarterfinal. Well, just like that, the fireworks have started. And it's all thanks to Sagar Kalyan. That's the 2nd 6 in this over. And he is an unstoppable force. Look at how low he's gone. That just shows the quality and the talent this man possesses. Sagar Kalyan, of course, a UAE capped cricketer, deserves all the praise. It's 105 for 2. Ikram to continue. Yasir Kaleem slashes this. Gets the maximum results. Yeah, they seem to be short of answers at the moment after such a good start by SN Tareen, where he did go on to pick up Rohan Mustafa. But since then, that has been the story. They've been unstoppable, and really the bowlers are finding it so difficult to land the ball in the right area. That was asking for trouble. Too short. And now that surely is going to be a wide. So he's struggling. Ikram Janjua, the captain. Talha, he needs to put his thinking cap on. He needs to come up with a plan, a different idea, because whatever the plan they had, which they're implementing at the moment, clearly isn't working in their favor. Oh, the sound of the bat. He looks so elegant and stylish, Yasir Kaleem. I really love every time he looks to go at the back foot. Really times the ball so well. He's such a sweet timer of the ball. And this man on screen is none too less Sagar Kalyan. Quite surprising that he's not with the UAE camp. I mean, he's a UAE capped cricketer. He's somebody who's played a lot of cricket back in India. He brings a lot of experience and his expertise into play. Good to see him. He is in tremendous form in this tournament. Oh my word, how do you explain this shot now? If ever so anybody can go on to play this shot, it had to be one of these batters who is Sagar Kalyan. How on earth did he manage to adjust and adapt himself so quickly and middle it? Oh my word. What are you doing, Sagar Kalyan? And Ikram Janjua, he would never want to go back and see this replay because that is an extraordinary stroke. Yeah, look at the keeper go. I think he's admiring Sagar Kalyan as well. And why not? What a fine stroke that was. And now look at this beautiful front foot punch. Looks very elegant, Sagar Kalyan. Of course, the man from UP. He's just 29 years old. Very handy all-round, of course, a batting all-rounder. UAE cap cricketer. He's also was part of franchise cricket, went on to play for Abu Dhabi Knight Riders and also was part of Northern Warriors as well. So if ever so the viewers, they're not aware of as to who this man is, please go and Google it and you will find his stats. He is not any ordinary cricketer. It's 117 for 2. The runs are coming thick and fast from both the ends. They seem to be unstoppable at the moment. They're short of answers. And they've opted to bring another new bowler into the attack because whosoever has been introduced so far into the attack, it has been a struggle for them. The spinners, they've been taken to cleaners. Of course, Awais Sarfaraz, he came on to bowl with the new ball and you can see that it was not looking all that easy for them to grip the ball and to land the ball in the right areas, and that's all because Humaj Gondal went berserk against them. And now Yasir and Sagar Kalyan, they're literally toying around with the field. Talha, we know he's a very exciting talent, very confident captain, but when the batters are in this kind of touch, really there's nothing much you can do. Because I know Talha, he's a fine talent. He's somebody who is very consistent and very precise, especially if you talk about his line and lengths which he opts to bowl. So if ever so you would want somebody to come and bowl at this stage, it has to be the captain himself, Talha. He's the one who has been getting a lot of breakthroughs in his past career, and surely his services are required. He's somebody who really reads the batter right till the end. He's got those excellent variations as well. But the only problem has been that the way these two are batting, and then I keep on saying obviously that the wicket is not really helping the fast bowlers. There's nothing happening off the surface. It's such a dream batting paradise wicket for the batters. And this is a great opportunity for Yasir to even get 100. Even for Sagar Kalyan, who did miss out to his 100 by I think just 5 runs in one of the games. Oh, that's a big shot yet again, and he's cleared the mid-off fielder with utmost ease. So even the captain now is finding it difficult because it's the show of Sagar and Yasir. And that score is already looking very haunting. 130 on the board. Look at the projected score. I don't think so they're going to achieve 274, but then again, if they keep on batting the manner they are, you never know. They pass even 240, 250, who knows. We'll find out soon, but honestly, these two are at the moment unstoppable. Not too sure where to ball him. I think Tala, he needs to take the pace off and ensure he doesn't really ball in his arcs, not to ball too full. Very smart cricket by Yasir Khalil. He knows that he's already gotten quite a few runs in this over. So just sensibly he's tucked it for a single. Lovely. Looks so stylish and elegant every time Sagar Kalyan looks to play with a straight bat. Very good balance, very good composure, doesn't overstride. Everything seems to be very correct about this man. I mean, honestly, I've been a big fan of Sagar the time I have seen him. I mean, I've been here in the UAE for the last 39 years. Maybe I've revealed my age, have I? Oh, what a shot that is now. He's picked the balls out of this, Yasir Khalil. It's a very expensive over by Talha. 19 runs have been looted. And look at the shuffle across the stumps, and he's whipped this and absolutely has dismissed this from his presence. 136 for 2 after 10. The players will take the much needed drinks break. Well, there was a long meeting during the drinks break, and the men in red, they need to come out with a different strategy and a game plan as to how do they stop this run flow. because the runs are coming thick and hard from both the ends. Now this could be out. In fact, it is. And Sagar Kalyan once again trying his luck. He did find success whilst he went on to play the shot early on, but on that occasion it was very slow onto him. That's the reason he couldn't really get onto his bat and didn't go far as well. Simplest of catches, and Yasir, or beg your pardon, Sagar, will have to go back after a good start for his team. It's 136 for 3. Well, one hard hitter Kalyan goes. Another dangerous Kalyan walks in. It's Mohit Kalyan now who's made his way in the center. And that is one man who's having a great tournament so far. He's been scoring runs in every single game. Both the brothers, Sagar and Mohit Kalyan, I think they are the backbones of GHK properties. They've been consistently scoring runs in every single game. And this team is really to watch out for. I mean, first you have Rohan and Humaj Gondal to deal with in the start. Then you have the two Kalyans. Then you have Yasir Kaleem. Oh, pulled away very nicely. One bounce into the fence. Gets to his 50 in style, Yasir Kaleem. Another fine knock by the experienced campaigner. And well-deservedly is getting a lot of applause and standing ovation from his dugout. Look at the composure and the balance he's shown whilst he's pulled this to perfection to get to his 50 in style. Well, they're short of answers at the moment, and the problem has been that they've gone quiet in the middle. There's nobody really chirping out there. The energy levels have gone down, and that's the last thing you would want from your team. I mean, they just had a drinks break, and at least they should be talking to each other, and they should have the positive intent and the attitude that let's just try to get another couple of wickets. Let's try to get into the lower order, restrict them somewhere around 190, 200. And this is why I really love one of the teams here in this contest now. Not too sure what happened there. But Yasir Kaleem, he's not very happy. So yeah, I remember that game yesterday. I mean, Abu Dhabi Smashers in the end did win, but not so convincingly, because Gorilla 11 made life very tough for them. And Gorilla 11, they were on the verge of creating a major upset in this tournament. I mean, they already have beaten Dubai Royals. Who can forget that game? I think Yasir Kaleem didn't realize that he already has gotten to his 50 previously, and now they're cheering. And he's pretty much aware that he has gotten to his 50. It's a decent over so far, even though that he has conceded a boundary. Just the 6 runs is what has been accumulated. Oh, that is a horrid delivery. It's a wide, it's 5 wides, it's a no ball. Yeah, umpire has given us a no ball because he did overstep, I believe. But then I was just praising as to Ikram Janjua. He's bowled so well in this over. He's now letting it go, and this could be a big over again. And I think he's done something to his foot doesn't seem to be 100% Ikram Janjua. Omar Arshad having a quick check on him. But yeah, he will need some medical attention by their physio. Omar Arshad. So 147 for 3. Yeah, seems to be okay. Ikram Janjwan is ready to bowl the last over of his third over. And not to forget, it was a free hit. I think the umpire did signal early on, the signal of the free hit. So yeah, Mohit, I think will have now the privilege to really swing his bat hard on this, which he does. He flicks it away. And he's dismissed this ball out of his presence. What a fine stroke that is. And mind you, that's not an easy shot to execute because there was hardly any pace to work with. He rolled his fingers over. He took the pace off the ball. But still, it's the power and the brute force of Mohit Kalyan where he's been able to strike the ball so hard. And he's cleared the boundary with utmost ease. 150 comes up, still 9 overs to go. It's 153 for 3. Yeah, they have realized that pace wasn't really working in their favor, so they've decided to go back with the left arm spinner Kamran Yar, who was quite expensive. 16 runs is what he's given his. But this is now a great opportunity for GHK Properties to get to the 250 possible, having the batting depth where you have Shahbaz Ali, you've got the lights of course, Umair Ali Khan. Now, it's a great chance. Maybe you could send Umair Ali Khan top the order because that man has been coming so low down the order. He doesn't really have any time and any overs to go hard against the bowlers. Oh, beautifully ball. That's a very good ball. And that, if ever so, they can keep on consistently bowling in those areas. I think Kamran Yar sooner will get success. The problem has been the consistency. They bowl one good delivery and then again they try to bowl too quick, too short, rather half volleys into their zones. This is not gone too far. Could be a wicket. Oh, Umar Arshad could really get hold of the ball. But Kamran Yari's bowled a couple of very good deliveries. Look at that. He's deceived and enticed Mohit Kalyan and almost getting the better of him. Yeah, could have been an incredible catch if Omar Arshad could have held on to this with one hand. That's a really good shot once again. There is protection. So yeah, I was just mentioning on regard to Meher Ali Khan that he's been such a great servant for GHK Properties for quite a while. He's a senior member, not only for GHK Properties. He's played a lot of cricket here in the UAE. A senior veteran cricketer. Used to play on those concrete cement wickets back in those days. Excellent. Using him more as a bowling all-rounder, which for me it's opposite. Honestly, I believe he's a batting all-rounder, and this is the time where you would want to keep up the momentum and more. And I know Umair Ali Khan, who he would love to come into bat in these situations where he would have overs to bat. And he's somebody who hasn't really gotten much chances, so this is a great opportunity to give Umair Khan an opportunity, send him up the order and tell him, just go out there and do what you know. It's 157 for 3. Very unlike where Sarfaraz, usually you do see him, he's very economical. Hardly does he give any runs to offer to work with, but today it has been a different story. That's all because GHK Properties batters, they had a plan in their mind, and that was to just go out there and blast the innings. And good to see Kumaj Gondal setting the platform early on. A man who didn't really get a lot of runs in this tournament so far, but today it was his evening and he really tore the bowling apart. Nicely done once again. It's in the gap, so I think they should be able to come back for easy couple of runs. I think there's a lot to do with the captain as well. Maybe Talha can just gather his team, regroup, and just remind these boys that you're in the quarterfinal for a reason, because we are such a talented and a top quality side. That is the reason we have been able to qualify for the quarterfinals. Yes, we are playing against a top quality side, but then again we too are none too less. We need to have the belief in ourselves, and we know that on our day we can just go on to defeat any team. Because still they do have time. I mean, they've somehow managed to get 3 wickets. But what's going to happen if they take the game easy from here onwards? GHK Properties, they're having one of the best runs in this tournament. So they will go on to surpass even 240, 250 could be on the cards the way they're going. So you just need to have faith and trust, first of all, in yourself. And then just speak to your men in the middle and ask them to wake up. Should be easy, couple of runs. No boundaries in this over. Aware Sarfraz, he's done well in this over, so you want to ensure he closes out with maybe a single or a dot, doesn't give any boundary or maximums. Mohit on the other end, he too has a great chance to yet again get big runs. Who can forget his innings against Kelvin Cricket Club? It was such a treat to watch him. He did come out to bat at a situation, well, I won't say they were in a lot of trouble. It was a situation where Kelvin Cricket Club, they did have a chance to get back into the contest, but Mohit, he came out and just ruined their dreams and the hopes to get back into the contest and took the game away from them in the defeats. 166 for 3. Kamra to continue. Hasn't really gone for a lot of runs, but isn't been able to pick up a wicket as well. Yeah, I think now it's high time Yasir and Mohit Kalyan should explode, because the firepower they hold in their batting department, they need to go all out and try to go for the big shots. Now that is an unbelievable hit. We did see this even from Humaj Gondal, where he somehow went at the back foot and generated so much power. Now that needs a lot of effort, talent, skill, power to execute these kind of shots. And Yasir Kaleem is somebody who's done this time and time again. He's a big unit. He's got broad shoulders, those broad forearms. And he's lately worked extremely hard on his fitness. He's a strong bloke, isn't he? Incredible striking. He's got full range of shots all over the ground. That's much better. Good delivery. Good comeback by Kamran Yar. Evergreen, of course, they do have a win under their belt in this tournament, so it's not that they've gone on to lose every game. There were quite a few close contests as well. Oh, that is a biggie. It's a monstrous hit by Yasir Kaleem. Well, that is what happens when Yasir Kaleem is on song. It's a treat to watch him, and bang, he goes. Oh my word, that's gone a long, long way. It's out of here. Look at that go. And the spectators out there, they've surely enjoyed this onslaught, carnage by Yasir Kaleem. And I'm pretty much sure that ball is not coming back. New ball, please. Under the pump, under pressure is Kamran Yar. He's been struck twice in this over out of the park. That's another fierce strike, but will be cut out. 181 already on the board, and still 6 more overs to go. In fact, there's one more delivery remaining in the 14th over. So yeah, how much are we asking to get to 250? Just the 70 runs in the next 36 deliveries? Of course it's possible. The batting lineup and the batters to come in next, I think they could easily surpass even 250. Beautifully played. Nice little punch down the ground. 2 retained strike in the next over. It's 181 for 3 after 14. Can join the act, join the party alongside Yasir Kaleem. 71 is 32, and Mohit Kalyan. I think the stage is set now. He should be given the license to go hard from the word go. There's still another 35 legal deliveries remaining, another 70 more runs if they can add on. That will take them to more than 250. It has been a breathtaking passage of play as to what we have witnessed, and it's so good to see, of course, their opener getting back in form. Yeah, that's a rare miss. That's something which we haven't seen. Yasir Kaleem getting beaten. He's got a wry smile on his face, Abhay Sarfaraz. Yeah, at times you can just smile and applause and praise the batters, because the way they have batted in this match really has been something to admire and cherish. Tossed up, it's been crashed. It sailed over the boundary for another monstrous hit. 77 in 34. He's on the verge of getting his first 100 in this tournament. Where do you ball him? I mean, that was tossed up. It was full. But Yasir Kaleem, he is a powerful bloke. And that has been muscled for another maximum. Yeah, I feel for the bowlers. I mean, when this team is on song, they're really unstoppable. Of course, it was very unfortunate. Just a few days ago, they went on to lose in the semi-finals. There was a tournament happening in the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. But now they're taking all the anger out in this game. And Yasir Kaleem, so far, he's been unstoppable. It's a big shot once again. He's rocked back on the back foot and he's latched onto it. Gets another boundary to his name. What exquisite timing yet again by Yasir Kaleem. Oh, risky shot to opt, but when you're batting in your 80s, you're seeing the ball like a beach ball, I believe. Wes would want to ensure he doesn't give another run, because it's never the best of feeling as a bowler to give 50 runs. He's a much better bowler than this. Usually he's very economical. Wes Sarfaraz doesn't really give many runs, but on this sort of surface, I think it was a bit too much to ask for. And also the toss was super important. 15 gone, it's 192 for 3. I think they've missed a trick or two in this inning, surely. I mean, you can see the figures of S and Tareen, and then you can compare this with all the other bowlers. This man, he's bowled a couple of overs, picked up the most important wicket of Rohan Mustafa, and he's hardly given any runs. So, a stage where the team has already gotten 192. That is the only question to be asked. That is something I keep on saying. You want to go down with the fight. It just looks like they've already really given up this game way too early. Is the question. The shoulders have dropped, and even you have SN Tareen in your lineup, and he had 2 overs. Why wait right till the end? I mean, even if they just knock him around for singles and doubles. So these are the little things they need to be very mindful of. I mean, these errors can't be made, especially in these quarterfinal knockout games where you know that you make these errors and there's a high possibility that you will be on the losing end, because what we see at the moment is already a very scary and a haunting total that they've put 193. And we are still only in the 16th over. There's 4 more overs to go after this. Things aren't looking all that bright for the men in red. Oh, that one has really struck him hard. Yasir Kaleem wasn't expecting this delivery to skid. Coming way too quickly. He's been given as leg buys. So yeah, there you go. Another very good delivery. Another ball where he's troubled the batters. Just got slightly big on him. So maybe they missed a trick or two when the batters were going against him, especially Yasir and Sagar. That was the time you really need to introduce S and Tareen. You're asking him to bowl at a stage where already the damage is done. I have to wait for the signal of the umpire. Maybe that has ricocheted off the pads. Yes, it is. There's a confirmation coming in from the center. Talking about the umpiring standards, I think the 2 umpires today have been spot on, of course, even in the first game, and now doing a decent job. Oh, was that an edge? I think so. There was a big deflection, and surely this should go down as a drop chance. So yeah, we've already seen them dropping a few early on, and even now SN Tareen, the standout bowler, creating an opportunity. The keeper has made a mess of it. So yeah, I was just using the umpiring standards here in Abu Dhabi. Anant Kumar, Akram Zahid, 2 very experienced umpires in this region. And for me, I've been calling a lot of games here lately, and so far, all the praises to these 2 gentlemen who have been spot on with their decision makings in this tournament. And as we speak, it's Mohit Kalyan who's gone aerial, and Awais has made a mess of it. Well, once again an opportunity created, and again a catch is being put down. What a shot this is. It's got a lot of elevation and also got the distance as well eventually to go over the head of Awais. 200 comes up. It's 202 for 3. Yeah, those are the 2 umpires who I was praising. Of course, on the left is Anant, Akram Zahid on his right. Plenty of experience in one screen, and in the middle is, of course, a very jolly character is Umar Arshad. I'm not too sure why is he getting involved in the 2 umpires' decision making. Yeah, he's a lovely personality, is Umar Arshad. Every time you go and speak to him, even for a minute or two, he'll have at least 2 to 3 jokes to crack. He's somebody who you can really have a good chat and a good laugh. Yeah, now he's gone to Yasir Kaleem. Yeah, brilliant scenes out there. I mean, these all these men, all these cricketers. There's member here in the domestic circuit. Didn't see him for the last season or so, but it's really good to see him. He's now back from Pakistan, and of course he is, or rather he was leading in the last games. No due as of sorts, so that's one good news for GHK Properties, because they're the ones who are going to be bowling later on. Projected score at the moment is 253. At I believe 252 was the highest so far, but that should be the biggest if ever so they go on to achieve 253. And all praises to the umpires. I did say that. I mean, these cricketers, most of them, they haven't really played at the highest level, so they get a little carried away. They do appeal quite a bit, some excessive appealing as to what we've seen. And really, I mean, they've kept their calm, kept their composure, and have made some serious right decisions in this tournament, which could have been match-changing ones. But these two have got eagle eyes, these two umpires. So yeah, a special thank you to them as well. And as we speak, we're going to see a new bowler spinner at this stage. Could be, we've already seen a lot of fireworks, obviously, but now we could be in for a lot of entertainment as well. Starts off with one down the ground, Aditya Sarna, another very talented all-rounder. Yeah, nicely bowled, that's a good start. But clearly we can see that Yasir and Mohit, they've decided we need to go hard on every single ball, and why not? Just like that, it's high up in the Aditya could be on the verge of picking up a wicket. Very, very close. It's quite surprising we're seeing Aditya Sarna coming into bowl so late into the contest. I have seen quite a bit of Aditya Sarna in the past. He's very talented. Yeah, there he is. And whenever you know that the batter is so hard against you, you would want somebody like Aditya Sarna. He's very clever. It's a very good shot, but now you're just asking a bit too much from the youngster. I mean, these two batters are in sublime form and touch. They're used to these conditions. It's a belter of a track. And to bring a spinner at this stage of the game, I think just asking a bit too much from Aditya Sarna. But he's a fighter. He will take the challenge and he'll try to come back hard. That's what I really love about him. That's what you want from these men. You need fighters like this man on your screen, Aditya Sarna. I've seen how capable and how talented he is, but at the moment it's Mohit Kalyan who's taking the charge, because he's seeing the ball extremely well at the moment and he's not sparing anyone whosoever is bowling against him. Goes down on one knee and has made this ball disappear into the deserts. 6 runs. What connection, what timing. Surely they've been shell-shocked, absolutely bamboozled as to what they have been seeing. And all thanks to, of course, the start that they got. We really need to praise Humaj Gondal and need to understand that the runs which he got, those are very important runs, because more often than not we've seen it's Rohan Mustafa. He's the one who's been consistently getting those runs top of the order. But whilst he was gone early today, because S and Tareen cleaned him up early, it was Humaj who brought all his experience into play, and he played such a fearless, it was a very courageous knock, to say the least, by Humaj Gondal. Those inside out shots, looking to play down the ground with a straighter bat, something to really admire about. And I mean, I'm pretty much optimistic that all the viewers All the spectators down there here in the Tollens Oval would have surely enjoyed that carnage and that entertainment provided by Homaj Gondal this evening. And if ever so they go on to qualify for the next round, I think GHK Properties will become even more threatening because Homaj Gondal is back in form. Oh, wanted to blast this one, but just couldn't get underneath the ball. Will eventually be only a single for Yasir to keep strike in the next over. It's 216 for 3. It has been pure entertainment the last hour or so, and all thanks to these batters of GHK Properties. Of course, they knew this is a really important game, but they've really done a replica of what Team England used to do in Test match cricket, the baseball show, and they've just gone absolutely berserk this evening in the all-important quarterfinals. Yeah, but this man has stood out. All praises to him. You can imagine that the team, they've conceded 216 runs. So 216 runs is what have been scored in 17.1, out of which Ehsan Tareen, he's given only 18 and he's into his last over. That itself is a testament to the fact that he is a standout bowler and he was run out of from the other end. He's bowled his heart out and he's still bowling exceptionally well when the two batters are well set. And now he was almost on the verge of picking up a wicket. Really hats off. All praises to this man, Ehsan Tareen. And this is one man they need to keep an eye on. I mean, these are the cricket matches where the UAE team selectors as well are keeping a close eye on. And most of the cricketers are scouted from these mega events, these major tournaments conducted here in the UAE. Of course, it's been telecasted all over the world, so these cricketers, they have a great chance to really go on to play for the UAE national team. Of course, talking about 7 districts, they have so many players in their team that have already gone on to play for the UAE, and of course have recently even gotten a call from the UAE camp as well. That's one team. Then there's another team which is not participating in this tournament. There's Caravan Cricket Club, one of the finest teams we have here in the UAE. Zahid Ali, Hamid Khan, Huzaima bin Tanveer. That's high up in the air. I think that will clear the fence. In fact, it does. Yasir Kaleem now moves into his 90s and surely deserves to get his 100. A captain's knock. But that was a lovely pickup stroke. I mean, he did read once again the roll of the fingers from Ehsan Tareen and has absolutely gone big onto this ball. Gets another maximum. Well, this is high up in the air. How far has this gone is the question. And he's been caught in the long on. He must be absolutely distraught and livid with himself because he was on the verge of getting 100 until Ehsan Tareen finally picks him up, gets his second wicket, but this is really not the best of sights if ever so you're a GHK Properties fan, because he was so close to be getting his 100. Yeah, there he is, the man who will be walking with a lot of pride, and he's getting standing ovation from his team, and why not? A captain's knock has put his team into a commanding position. It's 224 for 4. Well, well deservedly, Ehsan Tareen gets his second wicket because he's been so disciplined. He's the only bowler who's asked a lot of questions to these batters of GHK Properties. And in comes another fine talent to bat. Sanjay Pahel doesn't really have time whatsoever to settle. Oh, beautifully bowled. Perfect execution. And nothing much Sanjay Pahel could have done on that occasion. Brilliant figures. 26 for 2 in just 4 overs. Come out, young man. You've done well. It's 224 for 4. Right, then just the last 2 overs remaining, and Aditya Sarna is being asked to bowl the penultimate over. Didn't bowl all that badly. I mean, you've come on to bowl at a stage where the batters are well settled, bowling on a surface where there is hardly anything. Yeah, this is just summing up the story for the men in red. And there you go. Such is the norm of this game. Every time we see a catch being put down, the next delivery, the batter smashes you for a maximum. It's a cruel game, isn't it? Shot, and Mohit Kalyan goes big. It's a huge, mighty hit. When he hits, it will stay hit, because Mohit Kalyan, he's one of the most fierce strikers we have here in our domestic circuit, alongside, of course, his brother, Sagar Kalyan. What a fine knock he played. And that man, of course, as well, is an ominous touch. Yeah, this is one team to look out for, of course. They're now fighting it out to reach to the semi-finals. We know already the 3 teams who have qualified for the semi-finals. Had a couple of exciting contests. It was Abu Dhabi. Went on to win against Gorilla 11. That was a very close game, I would say. It did go on to the second last over, and then, of course, 7 districts. Convincing victory that was. What a fine knock. Unfortunately, was bowled on 99. Those nervous 99s, I can tell you, can really be a pain at times and go against you. It's 235 for 4. Mohit Kalyan, who's just 6 runs away to be getting his half century, and surely he does and truly deserves to get to his personal milestone. He hits it hard down the ground. There is protection, just could not get the desired timing, and he's off strike as well. So what does he tell to his partner now? I think he's a team player. He's not going to ask him to take a single. Sanjay's got a smile on his face. I don't know what conversation they're having. But yeah, I think Mohit is going to ask Sanjay to just go hard, smash. We need runs. We already have plenty of runs. Let's go on to surpass 250. Oh, in fact, he's chipped it in the air and takes a single, gives the strike to Mohit Kalyan. It's very sweet of Sanjay Pahel. Yeah, I think this too is not a bad ploy because we know how Mohit Kalyan is going. So you don't want to be taking any unnecessary risks by getting out. It's a dot and then the new batter walks in. It's not easy for him as well. I think it's the right move, and Mohit Kalyan rightfully did get the strike and gets to his 50 in style. What a fabulous strike this is. It's not an easy shot by any means. Look at the pickup. Look at the flurry of his bat. The balance, the composure he's shown is simply impeccable. What a fine talent he is, Mohit Kalyan. He is having a great run in this tournament. Oh, beautifully ball. That's a good delivery now. This is one delivery which honestly I haven't seen much being utilized, not only by the bowlers of Evergreen Real Estate. I'm talking about overall in this tournament. This is that kind of a wicket where you know that there's not much happening. There's not much help for you as a bowler. So you just need to go to your basics and rely on your variations. This could be a catch. In fact, it's fallen in the vacant area and nobody called. What was Ikram Janjua doing and what was the keeper doing? That is the question to be asked. It's a quarter-final. Look at the keeper. Look at the bowler. This is comedy of errors, to say the least. Really, I mean, it's such a huge game and it's not the best of scenes. They're playing in a mega event and you do expect a lot better from them. Slashed away, gets a maximum, and they get to the 250 magical number figure. And this has been breathtaking stuff, to say the least. GHK Properties have managed to score 250 in 20 overs, and this has been a very impressive knock yet again by Mohit Kalyan. Unbeaten 57 has taken his team to a very big haunting total of 250. Yeah, they lost Rohan Mustafa way too early, and then it was the heroics of Humaj Gondal. What a brilliant knock, 43 and 22. And then that partnership between Yasir and Sagar. But once Sagar departed, Yasir and Mohit, they went berserk. 250 is what they've piled up. you can see that a lot of options have been utilized, but economy rates is a huge problem. Hafiz was very expensive. Talha bowled 1 over, gave 19 runs. Aditya Sarna brought pretty much late into the attack. But the pick of the bowlers for me, of course, was Ehsan Tareen. 4 overs, 14 dots, 26 runs and 2 wickets. 18 extras. That is a lot of extras conceded. Right then, we will take a short little break, and once we are back, we will be ready for the run chase. Until then, stay tuned. back after a quick break. First innings was middle. Got out to 91. And of course, the heroics of Mohit Kalyan in the end. 250 is what they've scored. Winning the toss, batting first. And that's a very big, haunting total that they have set. Anything beyond 200 itself is a mission itself to chase down such targets. That too in a crunch pressure quarterfinal. But they've gone to score 250. It just shows how brilliant they were in the first innings. None of the batters wasted any time whatsoever. It's going to be Zubair to start off proceedings in the second innings. And straight away, Hafiz Afridi wanted to blast this. Yeah, they need this. They need to go from ball one. Usually you do see Hafiz Afridi come at number 3 position. But today he's been given a different role and I think it's the right one. Hafiz Afridi, he had to open if you would want to have any glimmer of hope to chase down this total. Well, then you need Hafiz Afridi up the order. Nicely played. He opens his account with a single. Now, I haven't seen much of Zubair Khan Lodhi, but he's tall, he's extremely quick. We keep on saying it's a batting paradise, it's a really good wicket to bat on, but then again there are some bowlers who can clock more than 130, 135 and I think Zubair is one of them. So if ever so you are blessed with that kind of a pace, then any wicket you can get a lot of help because they will bend their back. 135 on any kind of surface, it will come hard at you. Yeah, another swing and a miss. You can see where the keeper is standing almost very close to the 30-yard circle. So that itself is a testament to the fact that this man can bowl with some serious pace. He's having a slip in position, and the slip in position of course is the man who had a great time in the middle, Humaj Gondal. Missed out to his 50, but he did his job. That was his role defined in the team, to go out and express yourself, and he did exceptionally well. Yeah, that's some serious pace here from Zubair Khan Lodhi. And the first 6 overs are going to be so important for the men in red. They need to get somewhere around 75, 80 runs. Otherwise, if it's a quiet start, you will see how quickly this required run will creep up. They will not even know, which is already 13 runs per over. Just the 4 balls have been bowled. Another short delivery. It's been pulled away. A chance. So very close to Shahbaz Ali. Yeah, clearly beaten by pace, but that is the right approach. You need to go hard against Zubair Khan and try to ensure he doesn't get settled. Because if you let him dominate you early in the innings, he's going to come even more harder at you. So they do have a deep mid-wicket in place alongside a deep third man. Those are the 2 fielders outside. Short catching cover, slip in place. Good to see they're having an aggressive approach in the start of this innings, knowing they have runs on the board. Oh, beautifully bowled, and he's read well in the end, Hafiz, the slow one. Good start by Zubair. It's 2 for no loss. It's going to be Ahmed Ali to share the new ball alongside Zubair. Yeah, so far it's a quiet start, and that is something which they cannot afford at all. They'll need to go all guns blazing. Each and every single delivery in the power play will make a huge difference. Just even one quiet over, we can see that how quickly the required run rate will creep up. So it's not going to be all that easy for the men in red. We can't really discard them. Obviously, they do have depth in their batting as well. The only problem is that there wasn't any fight as of any sorts in the first innings. It just looked like that they gave up the game too early in the first innings. This is a big shot, and he's gotten a decent connection, Imran Ayaz. But unlucky that the ball doesn't have enough legs. The moment he struck that, he assumed that is going to go towards the boundary. Now he's looking at his bat, because he knows that hasn't come right of the meat of the blade which he's holding. Just came out from the bottom of the bat. Ahmed Ali, another bowler who bowls with some serious pace. They've got some quality fast bowlers in their lineup, that's for sure. Oh, it's been punished. What a cracking stroke by Imran Ayaz. And I think the fast bowlers, they're just getting a little predictable by bowling way too short with the new ball. But Imran, he was equal to the task. He's absolutely dismissed this from his presence. And look at it go. Gets his first maximum. That's what they need. They need plenty of maximums. Forget about the dots. Forget about the doubles and the singles. They need to really look to go for the boundaries and, of course, the maximums. I did just mention a couple of quiet overs, and then you will see that it's going to get very difficult for them to ever make a comeback in this contest. Yeah, it's high up in the air, and he's found the fielder. Mohit Kalyan takes an easy catch. Shot stay for Imran. Had to go big, and Ahmed Ali will have the last laugh. Yeah, it was a good delivery, but it just didn't look to play it aerial. I mean, he did try to play aerial, but then again, he didn't look to surpass the fielder. And Ahmed Ali, he strikes. It's 10 for 1. Aditya Sarna, he's got a big responsibility on his shoulders. Oh, nicely played. It did get big on him. But Ahmed Ali, he's seriously quick. On these surfaces, you do expect him to get a lot of kick off the surface. Excellent seam bowler. Ahmed Ali, I have seen him the last couple of games, was mighty effective, especially with the new ball. Yeah, he's somebody who can get a little wayward at times, but then again, as I did mention, that he's got the raw pace, which most of the domestic cricketers who haven't really played at the higher level, they're not used to be playing 130, 135. Hit hard. Oh, could have been a one-handed blinder by Mohit Kalyan. And Hafiz Afridi has slapped this down the ground for a boundary. Yeah, that's what they need. That's the way he bats, Hafiz Afridi. Decent attempt. Could have been a fabulous catch if ever so he would have held on to it. It's 15 for 1. Well, now the problem for all the batters to come in next is that they've got no time to get their eye in the middle. They'll have to go from the word go. And then the problem is going to be that they're going to face the fire from Zubair Ahmed. He bowled exceptionally well. And then you have Sanjay Pahel, another quality bowler who's played a lot of franchise cricket as well, man from UP. And then, of course, you have Shahbaz Ali as well. And that's not it. You've got Rohan Mustafa and Umair Ali Khan as well. So they are loaded with a lot of options. He's such a privileged captain, isn't he? Harshad Kaushik as well can roll his arms over. But today he's been given the duties with the glove behind the stumps. Sagar Kalyan. He's been asked to field today. He's done well, Zubair, but when you know you have so many runs, maybe you can afford to just try to bowl slightly fuller. Again, he's gone short and does well in the end, Ahmed. It's only a single. They need a couple of huge overs in the power play. 25 run over, 20 run over. And that is only to keep up with the required run rate. It's not that you've gotten those big overs and then you can just relax. You'll have to keep on getting those big overs consistently. Yeah, it's not going to be easy against one of the best bowling attacks we have here. Oh, how did this miss the off stump is the question. It's missed the bat of Aditya Sarna, and that was mighty close to the off stump. Yeah, Zubair thought he had a serious case that he's knocked the stumps over. Yeah, this is one side that surely will look to go to the finals. They're one of the strong contenders alongside Dubai Royals, alongside Seven Districts, and then you have Abu Dhabi Smashers. My oh my. Oh, what a fine stroke that is by Aditya Sarna. Yeah, he's a classy cricketer. I did praise him for his bowling abilities, but he's such a classy batter. And he knows where the field is. He's placed this ball to perfection to get his first boundary this evening. So yeah, of course, Abu Dhabi Smashers qualified. Seven Districts have qualified. Dubai Royals did qualify this afternoon. It was pretty much one-sided encounter. It was the Hamid Khan show. And now, what it looks like, as what we are seeing on our screens, 230 is what they need. And they need it in a jiffy. Oh, sharp bumper. They're looking at the umpire. It's been called as a wide, right, fully so. It's a good call once again by Anant, the umpire. Also has called that as one for the over. So no more bumpers there. He's been testing the batters since the new ball has been thrown to him. He's been consistently looking to be short and trying to really upset the batters. Slip has been... Yeah, beautifully clipped away. Should come back for the second. In fact, they will easily in the end. So far, GHK Properties will be the happier team. Of course, after putting huge runs on the board and also after picking up a wicket of Ayaz. Even Hafiz was in a bit of a trouble where Mohit Kalyan tried his level best to time his jump to perfection, but just couldn't hold on to it with his one hand. That's close. That's got to be out. Oh, maybe he's gotten some bat on it. Otherwise, it was crashing onto the stumps. But yeah, that could have been the only reason. It's 24 for 1. Ahmed Ali was slightly expensive, but he's already gotten a wicket and now gets another one. He's disturbed the stumps. And clearly we can see that Hafiz Afridi was beaten by that express bit of pace that he generated. Yeah, he got late onto it and was all over the place. That's the second wicket which has fallen, and it's not looking all that good now. If ever so you are an Evergreen real estate fan, it's 24 for 2. Imran Odi, usually we see him come out to open the innings for his team. But today he's been sent at number 4 position, and he will be facing the heat of the man on your screen. Ahmed Ali is bowling those thunderbolts at the moment. Charging in once again. Oh, beautifully done. Excellent delivery yet again. Yeah, if ever so this was starting off from the 4th stump channel, that surely would have knocked the off or the middle stump, because that one did cut in towards Mohammad Imran Odi. Gets off the strike because of the bye. Keeper not able to hold it. What a cracking stroke this is by Aditya Sarna. Along the carpet, but it's a heavy outfield. And the sound it made from his bat, it looked like it's going to crash away towards the boundary, but lucky for Ahmed Ali, it's been just the 3 runs. So still a long way to go. 223 is what they need. Required run rate is creeping up to 14 runs per over. They've lost 2 wickets, so all the odds are now going against Evergreen Real Estate. They're all pumped up at the moment, GHK Properties. Yeah, beautifully bowled. Bit of a mix-up. Yeah, that's the last thing you would want to get yourself run out, especially when you've lost both the openers cheaply. Ayaz, of course, did smash Ahmed for a huge maximum, but then it was Ahmed who was smart enough to change his length, bowled it slightly straighter as well, and knocked the stumps over. Yeah, perfect delivery. Nothing much he could have done. Oh, in fact, they've stolen a single. It's because a slight bit of fumble by Ahmed Ali. So just to remind our viewers that tomorrow we have our first semi-finals, which will be played in the evening at around 8 p.m. And then day after tomorrow we have our second semi-final. And then on Wednesday, it's the big day, the mega event, the grand finale of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition. Beautifully done. Excellent change of pace, deceiving Aditya Sarna. It's 29 for 2. Zubair to continue. Opts to go full, but that's a lovely stroke by Imran Odi, just tucking it for a couple of more runs. Yeah, if ever so, they would have restricted GHK properties to somewhere around 180, 190. Then this was a good start. Not the best of starts, I would say, because they've lost 2 wickets. But they are a team that who can beat any team on their day. They do have a win in tournament against the first innings with the ball. You didn't really see them trying to put an effort. Just in the mid stage of the game, the shoulders were already dropped down because of the score they saw on the scoreboard. This is where they really needed to strike back and be up on their toes, put up a fight, put up a show. But that wasn't the case, and GHK have eventually gone on to score a huge target. At the moment, things aren't looking all that good for Evergreen Real Estate. So, just in an hour or so, we will soon be getting to know our fourth semi-finalists. It's going to be cracking next 3 days to follow. We're going to go into the semi-finals. No more hiccups. You've done so well. You've worked so hard for the last 3 weeks or so. And it will all come down to this. Oh, he's done well, Harshad Kaushik. Otherwise, this was going to go for 5 wides easily. Yeah, he's getting quite a bit of applause and praise from Shahbaz Ali. But these men are extremely quick, Ahmed and Zubair. And also Sanjay Pahel. Sanjay Pahel is not all that quick compared to these two. But Sanjay is somebody who swings the ball in the air both ways with the new ball. And I've even seen him in the past. Oh, that's a glorious stroke. Nicely done by Mohammad Imran Odi. They need plenty of those to get anywhere close to this target. That's much more like it. At least you need to hit the loose deliveries, because that was a loose one, a full toss. It was meant to be hit for a boundary, and that's exactly what he's done. Yeah, remember I was watching, in fact I was calling out a game, and there was Sanjay Pahel bowling in the evening with the old ball. It was a 50 over game. And I remember he was getting a lot of reverse swing. He's somebody who's got the ability to really reverse the ball as well, if ever so the ball has been taken good care of. Such a lethal bowler. Pace, control, swing, and that is the combination you would want as a fast bowler. He's got a very good positive attitude as well towards the game. He's a very handy batter as well. And of course the last IL T20 which was conducted, he did go on to play a few games as well. He's picked the slower one, and he's once again found the fence. Got a little over for Evergreen Real Estate, and that's what they need. They need this onslaught. They need to continue hitting boundaries and maximums. But in the end, it turned out to be decent over for Evergreen. It's 40 for 2. Rightfully so, Ahmed will continue from the far end as he has picked up 2 wickets already. A nice solid defense, Aditya Sarna. He's a proper 50 over cricketer. I've seen Aditya Sarna even in the past, and he's somebody who's tailor made for longer formats. Yes, he's of course a very handy batter also in a T20 format, but then again, if you would choose an option, yeah, 50 over is suiting his actual gameplay. Aditya Sarna, very stylish right-handed batter, doesn't lose balance. He's somebody who's always looking to play it along the carpet. Technically very correct is Aditya. And he's been castled. That was a fiery delivery, and I think clearly you can see Aditya, he was beaten by pace. That was such a rip snorter. It just comes so quickly at him that he had very minimal reaction time. He's been castled. It's 40 for 3. New batter Kamran Yar, who did not have a great outing with the ball early on, but now he's got a huge job in his hands. He's going to be facing the heat from this man. He's bowling with some serious pace at the moment. I won't be surprised if Ahmed Ali will be looking to go right full flush onto the stumps on his pads by Kamran. Now the fast bowlers can afford to not to the stumps. Yeah, that is another man on the right of your screen, Shahbaz Ali, who's been a great servant for GHK Properties for quite a while. He's vastly talented, of course, with the bat, with the ball. Don't think so his services are going to be much required, because the way these bowlers are bowling, I think they're going to bowl all the 4 over quota. Very solid in defense. Nicely done by Kamran Yar. They've got a couple of slips stationed for Ahmed Ali. Yeah, you could afford to do so. They've got a shot catching cover. They've got a shot mid-wicket. Yeah, they're going all out now. Very attacking field setup. And also they have a shot catching gully as well. If ever so, our production team can just show around this field in the next delivery. This is a very interesting field setup. Beautifully bowled. It has been a fiery spell so far by Ahmed Ali. I really like this aggressive approach by the captain. Of course, led his team extremely well in this contest. Dealt with in the next. Zubair, he's been held back, and it's going to be Rohan Mustafa. He's having a slip in place. Now, this is one man who will rush into his overs very quickly. Kamran Yard and Imran Odi should realize it's 15 runs what is required. They need to go big. Oh, beautifully ball. This is what they can't afford. So many dot deliveries. And are we getting an indication yet again that they've once again given up the game and they're not trying? Yeah, at least you need to try and fight. That's what we didn't see even in the first innings. GHK properties, I think they've been exceptional throughout this tournament. 4 out of 4, and they're on the verge of even winning this one. Nice little back foot punch. Dealing in singles and doubles at the moment, which is not going to be a problem whatsoever. If they keep on batting like this for another 1 over, I think it's going to be a pretty much... It already does look like it's all pretty much one-sided encounter. But a lot was expected from Evergreen Estate. I mean, they were privileged enough to go on to qualify for the quarterfinals, because I don't think so until day before yesterday they were aware that if ever so they are qualified. And once they would have gotten the news, that's where they would have really pulled their socks up and decided, right, this is the time, this is the opportunity. We are a strong side, and let's try to shock these big teams. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case this evening. It's 48 for 3. Surprise, surprise, Mohit Kalyan gets an over. Somehow he's convinced his captain. I too can ball, skips. Yeah, it's a good delivery. In fact, he was almost on the verge of getting an outside edge. They do have a slip in place, and yeah, that's what Sanjay Pahil is indicating, who's standing in the slip cordon. Well, we have been praising the council, the ground staff, of course. We've been praising the umpires, of course, our match referee, the tournament director. Take outside edge. It will be cut out. And obviously we did praise, of course, our production team. But there's another team which, honestly, it deserves a lot of appreciation, which are our scorers here in this tournament, which is Iqbal Anjum and of course Simon Charles. These two have done a fine job. I mean, the incredible hard work behind the scenes as a part of the production team during the live cricket, something to really cherish about. Yeah, they're dealing in singles at the moment. Things aren't looking all that good for the men in red. Kamran Yar on the other end, just looking to stay in the middle, not looking to go for the big shot. I think they've realized, yeah, that's pretty much done and dusted. The match is pretty much gone out of their grasp, out of their hands. And that will be the end of over number 8. In fact, it's going to be overthrows, so this will be a single to close out the 8 overs. 51 for 3. Rohan will continue. That one did keep low. So yeah, I think it's the right time to really appreciate our unsung heroes. A special mention to these two people, of course. Our scorers, I did mention Noman, Afzal, and Simon Charles. I mean, while these players are making these runs out of in the middle, these two make sure every single run, wicket, all the stats are being recorded with absolute accuracy. There's no margin for error for these scorers. It's really a job that demands quite a bit of focus, dedication, and they do it brilliantly. I mean, throughout this tournament. I mean, cricket honestly can't really function without these people. A special thank you to Noman Afzal and of course Simon Charles, the true unsung heroes for this tournament, and truly we do appreciate everything they have done so far as we now do come close to the end of this tournament. I think, yeah, maybe that could have been a no ball as well, but he seems to be in a hurry. Not so the batter. Yeah, one thing is for sure, they've given up the game here, and they're now maybe just looking to have some match practice. But honestly, I personally, I'm not a big fan of this. You go down with a fight, because the way you're batting, you might just lose by, I don't know, 160, 150 runs. That's not good for any team. Oh, he's slashed this nicely towards the point region. Well, a couple of more runs added to the tally. It will be the end of over number 9. It's 56 for 3. Having a leg slip in position. Oh, he's knocked him over. So Mohit Kalyan, a surprise change, has gotten a wicket in his second over. It's 56 for 4. Well, this is one man who's a pretty much well-known figure here in the UAE domestic circuit. It's Omar Arshad. Can certainly pack a punch. I don't really think he's going to waste any time. He's somebody who's a severe striker of the ball. Let's see, he can provide some entertainment. Nicely done. Just punched it. But Mohit Kalyan, what a fine tournament he's having. Of course, he's gotten 50 to his name. And if ever so he goes on to pick up a couple of more wickets, he is going to be a very strong candidate to even get a player of the match. Of course, the two Kalyans have been doing a great job putting runs on the board. And now Mohit Kalyan, somehow he's managed to convince his captain to get an over. And he's done well. He's given only 4 runs in a span of 10 deliveries. He's already picked up a wicket. So this is a great opportunity for Mohit Kalyan to pick up another few wickets and grab the player of the match. That's nicely played. It's been cut away and Kamran Yar will get a boundary. So they're just now enjoying this outing. It just looks like they're going to look out to play all these overs and get some match practice. That was a good stroke. Always in control, gets a boundary. Yeah, beautifully ball. Tossed up and almost deceived Kamran through the air. It's 61 for the loss of 4. Rohan to continue, will look to pick up a few wickets. Couldn't really get going with the bat early on today. That is one man who's been bagging a lot of wickets lately for his team. But it was good to see that he got back in form, of course. Who can forget his innings against Kelvin Cricket Club? What a fine knock he played, of course. Was the player of the match. And here he is again with the ball, enjoying this outing. Looking to rush through his overs. Matches, of course, done and dusted. 188 I think is going to be achieved with 20 runs almost needed from the 11th over. Evergreen Real Estate, of course, they will take learnings and quite a bit of experience rubbing shoulders against one of the best teams we have in the domestic arena, which is GHK Properties. Their journey will be pretty much done and dusted if they go on to lose this game, which I believe they're on the verge of. There's not much batting left, and even the way they're batting, it just gives us an indication that they're not really now looking to chase this down because they know it's far, far away from them. So they're just now knocking it around and ensuring they just play out maybe the 20 overs. Some fun. You get agitated and they would want to get them all out. In fact, Kamran Yar gets another boundary. Short, it was a loose delivery, flighted, and Kamran has placed it to perfection to get another boundary to his name. Again, tossed up deliveries, couple of slips in position, and that's over. Then that is a very familiar face we have. Appreciation to Iqbal Anjum for the incredible hard work he's been doing behind the scenes as part of the production team during this live match. Of course, while the audience sees all the action on the field, he's every single moment is captured and delivered. Yeah, his commitment, his precision, and his tireless efforts under pressure plays a vital role in making this broadcast a success. So yeah, it's a huge thank you to him for his professionalism shown so far. Another unsung hero for this tournament is, of course, Iqbal Anjum. Mohit Kalyan on the other end, you can see he is enjoying as well. Of course, he's picked up a wicket and he has picked up another wicket. Wow, that was a very good delivery. So they've got some quality bowlers as well. I mean, Mohit Kalyan, we know how talented a batter he is. And now he's a serious candidate to be getting the player of the match. Either it has to be Yasir or it has to be Mohit. 70 for 5. Surely he's getting some turn on offer, Mohit Kalyan. Maybe all the spinners can look at this and take a leaf out of the notebook of Mohit Kalyan, who's of course a part-time spinner. He's getting a lot of turn and assistance. Eventually does well. It's 70 for 5, beg your pardon, after 12. Rohan on the other end unfortunately hasn't gone on to pick up a wicket, but is looking to rush through his overs. Couple of slips in position. Oh yeah, he's done the right thing. Kamran Yar clearly wasn't ready. Beaten once again. Yeah, there was an opportunity. Just trying to get onto the nerves of finally connects one. And they should come back for the second. Good bit of running. Oh my word. Well, that's something which you don't really see on a daily basis in a game of cricket. But clearly we could see that Harshit Kaushik was the one who asked Rohan Mustafa to flight. But he would be asking him and maybe telling him now that, mate, not that much. Calm down. And he almost even deceived Kamran Yar. And now goes with a quicker one. So they're now rushing through their overs. GHK Properties, surely now we can say that they have qualified for the next round. Mathematically it's possible, but yeah, what we are seeing at the moment, I don't think so this will be achieved. Now this is high up in the air and will be another single to close out the 13th over. It's 74 for 5. Mohit Kalyan will continue to bowl out his last over. He's been quite impressive so far. Another tossed up delivery, beautifully done. Goes for a big shot, clean connection, and he will get a boundary. So they can now look into their personal milestones. That was a clean strike down the ground, a proper cricketing stroke, straight as an arrow. Some turn on offer once again, letting this one go alone. This is Ikram Janjua. Well, yeah, he's definitely enjoyed this outing. Mohit Kalyan, of course, with the bat and now enjoying with the ball. Dealing in lots of dots at the moment. Should be a wide. It is. Right call by the umpire. So yeah, just to remind our viewers, of course, this is the last quarterfinals. Oh, big turn on offer. Nicely done once again by Mohit. It's the end of over number 14. But some more surprises. I think Yasir Kaleem. Well, I was about to say that he can't believe that he's been introduced into the attack, but I'm forgetting he's the captain himself, so he's introduced himself into the attack. Let's put it this way. And I think, yeah, he too can now roll his arms over, enjoy his outing. And he also wouldn't be sure when was the last time he's bowled in his career. Oh, nicely done. Good action. Was right onto the line of the stumps. That's a good start for Yasir Kaleem. Well, now this is going to get interesting because if ever so, Yasir Kaleem goes to pick up a wicket, then Mohit Kalyan. This is going to be very close. If Yasir picks up a wicket, he scored 99. Oh, beg your pardon, he scored 91. So this is going to be a bit of a race for these two as to who is going to clinch the player of the match in this event. The all-important quarterfinal. It will be remembered for quite a long time because it's a big event, it's a big game. Kamran Yar at the moment, he's in no mood to play any aerial shots. He's dealing in singles. You can see Harshit Kaushik constantly just guiding Yasir Kaleem and asking him to toss the ball up. Just like that, it's so wide. You're not going to get all that turn which Mohit was getting out of this dead rubber. Oh, it's outside edge, and has it been taken? In fact, it is. And by the looks of it, it looked like he wasn't expecting that catch to come towards him because the reaction was way too late. So there you go. Yasir Kaleem has picked up a wicket. Look at that. Yeah, now he's realized. Oops, it's coming towards me. But excellent reflexes. He's hung on to it. Excellent scenes out there. It's 83 for 6. So the captain has gone on to pick up a wicket. He's got a couple of slips in position, and being a spinner, taking an outside edge, it's really a dream for any spinner in the world. It really gives you that feeling that you can ball in those right areas, get those outside edges going in your favor. Should be a wide, it is. Tala Malik gets off the mark with the lovely stroke down the ground and opens his account. That's crashed nicely towards the cover region. It's a beautiful cover drive by Kamran Yar, and surely would have enjoyed this nice little stroke, getting his front foot onto the line of the ball, and he's really dealt this with ease to get a boundary. To close out the 15th over, it's 89 for 6. So it just looks like it's all the batters who are going to have all the fun. Another surprise, it's Homaj Gondal now to roll his arms over, and why not? Because when you know that the match is done and dusted, it's time to enjoy with the ball. This man was severe with the bat early on in the first innings, and now let's see what we have in store with the ball. Starts off well. Tala will get only a single. But yeah, as I did mention earlier, that how important it was for Homaj Gondal to get back in form just before they will head to the semi-finals, which is starting from tomorrow onwards. So this is one side, they've been very destructive. And I did go on to say that there's only 2 teams so far who have been unbeaten in this tournament. Abu Dhabi Smashers, 5 out of 5, and now GHK Properties will be making it 5 out of 5. Oh, this could be a run out. Surely, yeah. Right call made by the umpire. Eagle eyes. He's made his verdict on field. It was a close call, really, but I think yet again, umpire has made such a good decision. And the right one as well. So yeah, another wicket goes down. It's 90 for 7. So far, he's been economical, Homaj Gondal. I've already seen a run out in this over. Just 3 more wickets for them to get them bundled out. Evergreen Real Estate started off with a promise in this tournament. They went on to win against SCR Soft and then just lost track, kept on losing a lot of games. then eventually they found themselves, they are into the quarterfinals. So that was the stage where they should have really looked to put up a fight. Now that's a big shot, and excellent bit of fielding. Even though they know that the match is in their hands, they won this game. Haven't won so far, they will eventually, but full marks for the effort. Oh, beautifully ball. That's a top class delivery by Omaj Gondal. Almost getting an outside edge. Yeah, he's got a nice smile on his face, and why not? He knows his team is done exceptionally well throughout this tournament. Such a destructive side, aren't they? Imagine, we'll need to check as to who's playing who, but imagine Abu Dhabi Smashes versus GHK Properties finals. Oh my word, if ever so that happens. There'll be a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves. Now this is high up in the air, it's away from the fielders, but they should be able to come back for the second. Oh, in fact, they've just settled for a single. End of O number 16, 92 for 7. Yasir to continue. Did go on to pick up a wicket. Starts off with a dot. Like the field set are very aggressive. Yeah, when you know that you've got so many runs to work with, you always have this aggressive mindset and this aggressive field set. This is hit hard, it's crashed, but there is protection in the deep. Will only be a single. Good to see that most of these cricketers, they have been performing consistently. It's not that they're depending on 2 to 3 players. I mean, you name anyone in the side and I can tell you what they've done in this tournament. Talk about Sanjay Pahel, talk about Mohit, Sagar, Yasir Kaleem, Humaj Gondal. Oh, he's gotten an outside edge, and Yasir Kaleem picks up another wicket. And Mohit Kalyan, maybe he's now thinking that player of the match is slipping out of his hands. Because Yasir, he scored 91 and now he's gone on to pick up 2 wickets. So another wicket for Yasir, it's 93 for 8. New batter makes his way in the center. He's not wearing a helmet. He's not a regular batter. I would really would want him to wear his helmet. You know, you never know. Even against a spinner, when you're trying to play a sweep shot, you just could get a top edge from your bat, and scenes could be really ugly. Yasir, he's tried to just bowl a bumper to Sarfaraz. Are those long, nice hair not bothering Awais Sarfaraz whilst he's batting? Maybe I could speak to him after the game. He's been taking some good care. He's got a lovely hairstyle, Awais Sarfaraz. And yeah, he didn't have the best of outings, of course, with the ball, but now maybe he can smash a few sixes. That's very close to the fielder down in the deep. But yeah, it was a very comprehensive performance, of course. First with the bat, and now their bowlers have done a fine job with the ball. These are some exciting scenes out there. You can see Sarfaraz, he's taking his guard against Yasir Kaleem. So the one who has a ball in his hand is a batter, and who's batting is a genuine bowler. So it's an even contest, because Yasir is, of course, not a bowler, and Awais on the other end is not a German batter. Should be a wide. Yeah, there's a slight of deflection, and it will be the end of over number 17. It's 97 for 8. Hamaj Gondal bowled well in his first over. Kamran Yard gets a boundary in the very first ball of the 18th over. Slightly short, nicely cut away. There's nobody patrolling towards that area, and that's a good shot to start over number 18. Well, we already had exciting 16 days of cricket here in Tolerance Oval, Abu Dhabi, and tomorrow there will be a few heartbreaks as we go down to the semi-finals. Teams who have been making a lot of name for themselves, of course, Seven Districts, Abu Dhabi Smashers, GHK Properties, and Dubai Royals. Rightfully so. These are the 4 teams who have qualified. Of course, GHK will qualify in a few minutes. They haven't qualified yet, but yeah, they should eventually. And who are those 2 teams who will be getting knocked out tomorrow? I mean, there will be a lot of not so happy faces, because all the 4 teams, they have played so well, and all the 4 teams, they have a lot of superstars in the team. Talk about Seven Districts, they are a star-studded team. Dubai Royals, GHK Property, you can see what they've done against Evergreen. And then Abu Dhabi Smashers, a team who knows this ground in the back of their palm, because it's their home ground. So it's going to be so exciting. Yeah, maybe those long hair are disturbing Sarfaraz. Somebody give him a cap. Oh, beautifully bowled. If ever so, he would have missed it. That would have been a strong case of him getting an LBW. Just a couple of more overs to go after this, and it should be the captain Yasir Kaleem to bowl another over, try to clinch another wicket to his name. Oh, another good catch. It's Rohan Mustafa this time getting into the act. And Humaj Gondal can easily talk about this and just tell everyone that I got a thick outside edge of a left-handed batter and I had two slips in place, and the catch was taken in the second slip cordon because I was swinging the ball left, right and centre. It's 103 for 9. Well, it seems like the number 11 batter, he just got injured, so that's it. It's GHK who are our fourth semi-finalists, have qualified and they have won this game by a big margin of 147 runs. This has been a clinical performance, pretty much one-sided encounter, and they have wrapped this innings and convincing victory. Yeah, it's a sorry scorecard. Honestly, nobody could really get going. The top scorer was only Kamran. Yeah, otherwise nobody could really get going in this innings. Yeah, excellent bowling performance. You can see how well they've bowled. Ahmed Ali and Zubair setting the tone early on, and then some surprise packages. Mohid, Yasir and Humaj were the ones who picked up wickets, but for me the pick of the bowlers was Ahmed Ali. 3 wickets to his name, and 10 extras is what they've given. Quarterfinal number 4, done and dusted. 250 is what they've scored. That's a big target that they set for Evergreen. Yasir, the captain, leading from the front. Mohit Kalyan and Humaj Gondal, good to see him back in form. In reply, it was a one-sided encounter. 103 is what they have managed. They gave up the game way too early, and Kamran Yar was the top scorer. Ahmed Ali, Mohit and Yasir, all three were amongst the wickets. And GHK Properties have won this game by a big margin of 147 runs and have qualified for the semi-finals. Right, then we'll take a short little break and we will be all set for the post-representation. Stay tuned. Welcome to the post-round presentation of UPRO Summer Cup Pro Edition 2026. It was quarter-final number 4 where GHK Properties batting first and had posted a big total of 215 allotted 20 overs. In reply, Evergreen will stay scoring just 103 and they were bundled out. And GHK Properties, they won this game by a big margin of 147 runs and also, of course, have cemented their place in the semi-finals. It's now time to invite our match official, Mr. Preetham, to please hand over the player of the match. And it has to go to none other than, of course, the captain himself. It's Yasir Kaleem. What a magnificent performance of GHK Properties. 91 is what he scored and 47 with 8-4, 6 sixes, 2 overs, 15 runs and 2 wickets as well. Congratulations, Yasir Kaleem. Exceptional batting performance first. You missed out to 100. Did you feel sorry for that?
No, it's a part of the game. It was 17 overs down the line, so I was thinking to score as many runs as possible. So 91 is also a good, until unless you're winning the team is winning. It's always positive. So yeah, we have won a very comprehensive quarter-final. 250 runs. We at the toss I talked about scoring 180 runs, but 250 is always something which is very difficult to chase it down. And ultimately won, I think, for 140, 150 runs. So it's a commendable effort by the team.
Yasir, we've already seen your heroics, of course, with the bat. You've been a consistent performer for your team in GHK Properties. We need to know what was going through your mind when you came for bowling today.
I think I bowled after 2016. This is the first game that I have bowled. So today I wasn't keeping. So Harshit was keeping the wicket. So I just thought the match was already done and dusted in first 10 overs. So I thought, okay, let me roll my hands, enjoy it. Come from 200 kilometers away. Let me enjoy the game. So it was just fun, and I enjoyed my bowling as well.
Yes, it's a proud moment for your team. You've qualified for the semi-finals. Ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. Boys are charged up. We're looking for a good game tomorrow. Inshallah, hopefully we'll be ending on the good side. So, but looking forward for a good semi-final.
Last question. Would you want to dedicate this play of the match to anyone?
Always my daughter. She's 18 months old, and hopefully till she becomes old enough, she will be seeing me on the ground, inshallah.
Well, God bless your daughter, Yasir Kaleem. Congratulations. You're absolutely brilliant. And best of luck for tomorrow's semi-final.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was the captain himself, Yasir Kaleem, with his heroics all-round performance. We're done and dusted with the post-match presentation. But tomorrow, do join us as we are going down to the business end. It's the first semi-finals. GHK Properties will take on 7 districts, and it is going to be the clash of the two heavyweights in this tournament. Until then, it's Oais Ali signing off. It's goodbye and God bless.